I do remember with John, he's playing Becker, that match you're talking about. And I think for the first four changeovers, all I'm doing, literally though, you may have, I may have said a word or two, but I don't remember. I maybe said, "Do you want some water or do you want a towel?" That'd be it because they
Yeah.
were winning their serve.
Yeah.
So he got it 4-5. Becker serving the first time. Now, the one time that I played John, my final year at the US Open, what I felt against him was nothing that I'd felt against all the other players I'd ever played, going back to Laver. And that was John played a different game. He took the point away from you. Talk about cutting angles and quickness. And it was like I could never find his ball. Be like a baseball pitcher that had something, the ball just moved everywhere. That's how John played. You couldn't get a hit on it. And he used to make that return, and with that flick of that wrist, he'd be already two steps in. So, and Becker was a Wimbledon champion and great server. So I said, "Well, John, if he hits any second serves, why don't you, chip and charge or do something different." I can't remember exactly what I said, but it was more of an attack thing. Don't let the ball come to you. And sure enough, he goes out and he broke serve. So so of course, Rob, I'm just thinking, great coaching, Tom." Yeah, yeah. Listen, so we get into the second set. Uh, serve, 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 serve. Everybody holds. I'm getting the towel. I'm getting the water for him. I'm not saying a word. He gets to 4-5 again, and I said, "John, just like the first set, let's take it to him.
Yeah.
Go after that serve." Well, he didn't win the serve. Goes into a tiebreaker. And so, as this match, that set developed, because there's no tiebreakers, rather, we're up to 12, we're up to 13. And maybe I gave reference to that one other time, and finally 13-14, I'm just about to say anything, and John, for the first time, looks at me and he says, "Tom, I think you've used that line enough." So, I'll try to figure this out. I can figure this out.
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
that was something. So that would be the extreme because um, you don't you don't tell them, how to hit a forehand or how to volley or that. It's more because we would meet Thursday night, and imagine that year, Rob, guys in the room, we're talking about how to play Stefan Edberg, right? So you've got all these guys that have played him, and the guy is currently the US Open champion, but they all feel the guy can't play. That's the mentality of a player. I can do this, I'll do that. That guy can't play. Yeah, but he won the US Open. Well, okay. But, but the mentality was this is how you beat him. So that was what I took onto the court was, hey, remember when we were talking about this? This is his weakness. This is how we're playing him.
right.
And so real simple, right
Yeah.
to the point.
Yeah. So you
Uh,
basically let them tell you and then you just reiterate it.
well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they're the players.
Right. Yeah.
And I, I think now perhaps the Davis Cup captain for a while would travel a lot more during the year. I had a job, at a club, and I'm just going to the matches except for the Grand Slams.
Right.
So I wasn't as familiar with the individual players they were all playing. Like when we played Muster over in Austria,
Right.
Muster never lost a clay court match in Austria. I mean, there's no way that I'm coaching our guys to play him. I'm coaching our guys to play, that's how they have to play.
Sure. Yeah.